Hi everyone, Eco Builder here. Yo, I need to vent a little bit. You know, I don't get all the views, I don't get all the attention, but I sure as fuck haven't steered you wrong. I don't get all the respect because there's a lot of fucking children in crypto. My latest idea is to bring a psychologist on the scene. I think that would be really fun. I could give them the download on all these folks as they're sitting there judging them and saying like, "Wow, this person's gone this way or that way, and these are common symptoms of this or that." Um, some of you just try to validate yourselves, and it's just like, damn, why are you here doing? I mean, I understand why you're here doing that. Like Richard, he creates evergreen content because he has his shit together, and it's meant to help you guys out. And he recognizes where the internet is in our lives. Just making sure that there's not anything bad showing over here. I tend to post things on the walls to remind me, and then I just end up ignoring them, and then it's time to clean house in a year, and I'll take them all down, put them in a folder, and then new things go up on the walls. So I'm a hex staker. My finances are just fine with crypto, and that's what I recommend. And like Timothy Benjamin, he started doing live streams every day. Surprisingly, every day. Really, Hexologist has always been leading the way in keeping the community on the forefront of what's going on. And then he's also pushed away other things from coming into his bubble, trying to take his audience somewhere else. Earlier, I listened to obscure crypto gyms while I was in the shower, and they were just talking about like beating down the maximalism. But then KDP said that she's becoming more of a maximalist. There's a reason for that. So let me raise my hand and say that I created something exciting, which is the DeFi puzzle.xyz, where it's a million p hex, which is like $15,000 worth. At one point, it went up after its creation. It went up to $17,000 worth, but it's over there on Pulse Chain. So if you can get people's eyes about this puzzle, about this cool thing, or this hyped up idea that they learn about wallets and they learn about the blockchain, Pulse Chain, and the prize is p-hex. And it's not likely that anybody's going to be able to get into it anytime soon. And maybe it'll be $500,000 before people really start trying. But that right there is an instance where I created something that's interesting and I didn't create another product. I didn't create something that people could lose their money in. Instead, they're just anteing up their time. Their their finances don't go like this. So that came from my creativity within an umbrella of what Richard Hart has created. Hello, one viewer. I almost liked it more when there was 0 viewers. I'm talking about how we have immaturity in crypto. And so here we are running around or being stable in an area where we then are making ourselves a target. So for a while, I've been doing this channel, and I've been doing it so that like people have a video to pass to other people about a stable guy that's inside of Hex Crypto. Hey, pothead. And there for a little while, I was listening to the second generation Hexicans, where they said that their perspective and what they can build is awesome. And so I gave them an opportunity here on this channel to build the channel and at the same time get their message out there. Well, it didn't quite work out with the guys over in Louisiana. I'm over here in Texas. But I'm still trying with my friend who is here in Texas, who is my childhood friend. And so that's one of the last videos that you'll see, homesteading in the city, because I have a interest and a heart for people who can create things with nature. And so he and his wife have green thumbs, and they're in the city, but they're looking to get outside the city. And so I'm hoping that in the future, this will be a Hexaco creation that I can collaborate with them on, or they can do their thing, but I'm able to create a little bit of a Hexaco on the side of it. So I'm still interested in building this channel and allowing people to grow this channel. But it's few and far between who are interested in doing that sort of thing or have trust towards trusting me or anyone else. And then also it's very, very few who have their shit together in their own fucking life who could actually maintain streaming or relationship with a I don't know, a boss figure. Like my buddy who is posting stuff, he has keys to the YouTube account. So he can do that on his own. Whenever I had the Louisiana boys posting and streaming over here, they had keys to both the YouTube and the StreamYard, to where they were able to do exactly what I'm doing right now without any oversight. I don't know how much to tell you guys, because I was offering incentivization. How do you build? So I just come up with new ideas on what to do. So my latest thing is let's divide up Texas, and let's have it to where people inside of Texas raise their hand and say, hey, I want to be an unofficial representative of Hex and Pulse Chain. And so I, through the people that I'm connected with inside of the Hex Postcards group, and their design skills, my marketing capability, we'll make it to where we'll tailor a postcard for these people and send it out to their local area and make it to where they are the point man to get in contact with if you want to learn about crypto. And then boom, people will learn about Hex. They'll learn about maybe like Hex Scout. They'll learn about Pulse Chain. And they'll have a point of contact in their local area. And here we are right at the beginning of a bull, to where like things are going to get really interesting, and then they'll mingle and stuff, and the word will spread while it is that the markets are going up. And then markets, in crypto, they're volatile, right? So we have to prepare people the best we can, their brains, for the possibility of stuff going down in the future. But for that time being, they were exposed to the mad gains. And then the cycle repeats. People get mad about a bear market, but yet the people who experience the bull understand that gains can be had, and that in general, crypto is getting adoption. So over on my Twitter account at EcoBuilder here, soon I'm going to post about splitting up Texas. And inside of the Texas group, t.me/Hex Texas, I've already been communicating with those people and asking them to raise their hands. So I've got 3 Hexicans in Texas. Actually 4. So I need to make a decision on amongst 2 of them, but I'm pretty sure that I've got Austin figured out, and San Antonio figured out, and Dallas figured out. And we've got like one person in the Hex Texas Telegram group from El Paso, Corpus Christi, Lubbock, way up there, and I think Texarkana area. So areas that you would assume we don't have very many people in crypto, that's correct. And I don't even know who these people are, because I made sure that whenever I was posting this poll, in order to understand what regions of Texas were fulfilled, I made it anonymous so that people would feel that it's okay to give away their location. So there were 75 votes, and I think Austin still remains the largest Hexican population. And actually, I'm learning on Twitter, I'm learning more and more that there's hexagons all over me. At first, I thought it was only 2. And one of those being ATX Crypto, who streams with Westcott. You know that guy? He received one of my postcards whenever I invested in my community and sent out postcards to my area. He showed up to one of my meetups and was like, "Hey, look what I got in the mail." Or maybe he did it on Twitter and then came to the meetup. Okay, so that's the latest idea. Right now, I've been re-upping my stock of stickers from stickermule.com because I send out hex marketing tools to people, and you can send me a message on Twitter. You can also just look at the stuff that's been sent out either on my page or at mailhex.xyz is a website. And then that links over to another Twitter account, which is mail_hex. So what else? I needed to vent a little bit. I needed to find a new level because I'm being harassed by Trap Gravity. Where is his YouTube channel? He's telling me that he's the only good thing about this channel. He now has a camera. Where's his fucking channel? How long has it been since the divorce of him being on this channel that he said that he was going to make his own stuff? I'm not a child, and I've also been through abusive relationships, friendships, whatever, business partners with people who are the same zodiac category as him. And this is how our zodiacs react to each other. So if you haven't heard this story before, I used to be a draftsman because I have an architecture degree, so I was familiar with CAD. I used to be a draftsman in Houston for some engineers, and I quit that shit whenever I could. And I came back here to my hometown. I started getting busy in community gardens that were set up with the church that I was baptized in way back in the day. So where we were putting the community gardens was on an old man's piece of property that I missed out on purchasing at that was 2012. I missed out on purchasing that at $80,000, and now it's been broken into 4 different lots and, you know, sold for so much money because the old man died. But we were cultivating a garden that existed because of another old man who owned it prior to him, who I would love to talk about, but that's a heck of a tangent. So this old man who allowed us to do the community garden on his property, he said, "Hey, I recognize you have talent. Come down to the coffee shop that I go to every day and let's talk there. So this guy tells me or introduces me to his life, which was sign creation. His entire life, he created signs inside of a business that his dad had created in Boston. And then he took over and moved down here to Texas. And then his son took over down here in Texas, which is over in San Antonio now. So this guy taught me so much about sign creation and brush strokes, fonts, the feel of fonts, the nostalgia. Like, why is it that by looking at a font, you can tell what sort of business that font represents? So that guy, he was a Capricorn. Okay. And we had, oh my gosh, we just butted heads. Like we had creativity together, but the divorce, it was just terrible. Because he always wanted to assert himself within my emotions or something. I don't know. So we were hanging out there in the coffee shop. I just gave you like an idea of how everything settled with that guy. But because we were down there in the coffee shop, we exposed ourselves to this pizzeria that was starting up down the street. And I got along with the son of the pizzeria mastermind, who was like co-owner. And so they got us to do a sign for them. That was my introduction to them. They liked the way that I worked. I have architecture in my background. I wanted to do architecture. I mean, I was doing small projects then, but they asked me to do like one of my first large projects, which was an expansion of their pizzeria business. So the mastermind of the pizzeria was a Capricorn. And so after we did that expansion and stuff, like a year later or something like that, I mean, we were doing all sorts of other brainstorming on locations and stuff. And so we would go and site visit, talk to the real estate agents. I would put the stuff into my computer or take measurements right there in the field. This is a badass laser reader. Like I think it's up to 150 feet that this thing can do. So, take measurements of where the underside of the roof is, wall to wall, all the little jut outs, where the plumbing's already available, whether it was a reuse spot or a spot that hadn't finished its main construction yet, like maybe it still had dirt floors and the concrete wasn't poured in yet because things could change based on who wanted to rent it. So we eventually got the capabilities of setting up location number 2 or 3 for this pizzeria. And the idea was that we were going to change the name of the pizzeria, and I was going to be a percentage owner of everything from then on. And they fucked me. Once they got what they wanted, they fucked me. Oh, they just changed their mind. What's up, Bobla guy? I'm venting a little bit. Talking about Capricorns fucking over Cancers like myself. Y'all, zodiac shit is real. It's a great way to understand what you're up against and understand that there are places for you and there are places that you shouldn't be. And you don't have to worry about everything. You know, like some zodiacs, they're more emotional than other zodiacs. And it's okay. It's a great way to understand what's around you. So yeah, I've got Trap Gravity bullying me still, and I have withheld putting the recorded Twitter Spaces on this channel out of respect for him. But I'm starting to think that maybe I'll just do it. I don't know, just so that I can point to it and just say, like, look, you have no argument. But I'm also offering him the opportunity to come back on here, but I'm not going to pay him. I'm not going to pay him whenever he disrespects me. If he wants to work for the community, this is community ground. I welcome you. I taught you how to do StreamYard. I sent a camera to your house. I sent an earbud to your house. Build. The ground's fertile is what I was saying last week. The ground is fertile everywhere. If you want to do it for the community, but if you want to like burrow into me and say you deserve to be paid, that time's over. I gave it the opportunity. And for some reason, he just could not. He couldn't keep stable. I don't know. And see, right now, he's going to say that I'm creating content about him, therefore he's important. Which is exactly what sick bullshit that I have to deal with. So, Trap Gravity. As I DM'd you earlier today, responding to your late night DMs yesterday, saying that this channel is nothing without you. You may come back on here, but you're gonna have to apologize for the bullshit. And you can do whatever you want. You can do Hex History again. You were only one episode into Hex History. See, what I don't do because I'm a mature person is I don't take harassment. I don't have to deal with you. But if you're here for the community, I'm here to help people grow. I'm here to help people do things. And that's what all across the board, what I've been doing. And yes, I am still followed by Richard. Have I shielded other things? No. Have I hosted meetups? Yes. Am I an admin of groups? Yes. 3 of them. Hex Postcards, Hex Texas, and Hex Foodies, which is now Hex Guild. I have responsibilities with the relationships that I've established. I don't go changing my mind and being frivolous or a flake of some sort. That's what a lot of people don't understand is us people who have been around for a while, like maybe we're psychologically fucked but we owe the people that we've established relationships with folks, and we owe them an understanding from them then on. I think that's an issue that's arrived with the coming of the internet and social media, is people don't think that the people on the other side of the screen weigh as much as the people that show up in their day-to-day life. And it's like, no, I see these people on day-to-day just in a different avatar or capacity. So in case you didn't hear the first part of this, please go back and replay it. In case you don't know Crypto Wonder, check him out on YouTube. He is a voice of wisdom in crypto, in our community, which is really rare, really, really rare. I mentioned ATX earlier. ATX Crypto. He posted earlier today. He posted something on Twitter that had it. I think it was AI generated, almost like taped on the wall, a bunch of charts that were like down and to the right. He was straight up saying, if somebody shilled you these projects, they don't care about you. Allow it to sink in, allow it to hurt, allow the fracturing, or not the fracturing, but the divide to occur in people's minds. Pothead says that he would like for us to work it out. It's all up to Trap. That's what it is. It's all up to that dude. He makes claims that he's important. Contact the guy. Tell him you want him back on the channel. Either that or tell him that you want him back somewhere. Because right now he's going to use an excuse. Oh, I want Hex Futures. I want the keys. I want it for myself. He just wants and wants and wants and wants. And then he's going to turn around and he's going to tear you down. Build. Be a fucking builder. Do something. Stand in one place and fucking deliver. Where are you going to stand? Huh? So the last video that was released, that came out because I accidentally clicked something from private to public. And so it was a 10-minute video with trap highlights. That was created by Pearl, who is a gal that's behind our scenes. She created that a while back. And I just accidentally shared it. And then I was like, oh, well, since some of you saw it, why not allow it to be there? And I got permission from both Kef and Trap in order to continue to have their stuff out there. But I don't want to be bullied by Trap. Oh, well, you've got my videos on there. Like, that was the reason why I took it off. So I'm going to continue to go to meetup.com and have my presence on meetup.com in order to funnel people toward Richard Hart and stuff. And that's just one of the ways that I've put a billboard out there for everybody who's interested in crypto and trying to figure out crypto. I recommend everybody go to meetup.com and set up a free username and go and attend the virtual meetings, or maybe even the in-person meetings there in your local area. I'm over here in the Austin area, and I've made it to where my thing is virtual, my specific thing, and it goes on just an hour right before the Bitcoiners do theirs. And the Bitcoiners know who I am. The Bitcoiners have been hearing about Hex and seeing the chair or the couch that I have over at the commercial space with the mural, Richard Hart, fix money, fix the world. They've been seeing it for a year now. And now they ask me for the Hex update. Now they can't ignore Richard Hart at all. Tin Top says he's going to go start from the beginning of this rant. Thanks, man. You guys, y'all can use me for good, but I won't grow bad. So I'm a part of the community. Maybe at times I'll get distracted and go and work on other things, but I'm always going to have a positive reinforcement on whatever it is that you're going through or whatever it is that you're seeking. Hex has done great for me. Hex has really helped me out. Richard, I can see how Richard has passed on bits of wisdom. And so I feel as though, even though I don't talk to the guy every day or at all, I feel as though we're marching toward the same goals with humanity. So I don't need the recognition in order to keep doing the things, because I get the positive feedback from the things that I do. You know, it's one of those things where you go and put the time in and you don't see a return until boom, you see a return and you bathe in it. So I'm really happy to see Pulse Chain be at what, 20% up from SAC price. I'm sorry about Pulse X not being any higher. Ink is quite interesting. I didn't realize it would do what it's been doing. You know, like it went up to 80 and then dipped. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But it's interesting how, like, whenever you have hindsight 2020, everything makes sense. So something that's been in my head for just like the last 3 days is that life comes at you actually pretty slow, and it's pretty easy to make the right decisions. But it's our minds that are trying to run really, really fast. We want everything instantaneous. And so if you can just calm down your mind, then I think we can make the right decisions. And that was one of the things that I was telling the guy I was just complaining about is like, hey, learn how to meditate. You say, you clear your mind. Like you'll continue to have, close your eyes, say, no monkey mind, I'm going to control you. And as it continues to bring tangent thoughts, you say, no, clear that, as if it's clearing water from the low spot in the shower. You got a low spot in the shower and you're trying to clear the water away, and you keep swiping. So that water is your thoughts. Keep trying to make it to where there's no water there. And you'll be surprised. Your mind will calm down. And what thoughts do appear are going to be ones that are like brilliant, out of the ether, just float to you. And they're not going to be abrasive. Instead, they're going to be solutions. And then you're going to wonder, were those my thoughts? Am I a genius? Welcome to the mystery that is this life and what we've been able to inhabit. So, if you guys have any ideas for this channel to grow, please let me know. Hopefully Trap will come on here and I can just through the screen just punch him in the face, make him really bloody. But I got so many things to do. I haven't done a volcano cast in forever. I think it was the 14th of last month that I last did a volcano cast. Like, time is flying. And that's another thing that I'm getting harassed about is, oh, you haven't done a volcano cast in a long time. Yeah, because I've been paying attention to other things that are, in my opinion, more, well, in my personal life, they're more important. Sandy Beach, sand is in the house. So lately on Twitter, you've seen that I've done a few posts about sending out mail because it's a good time to get mail out to folks, get the cards in people's hands. Please give that a like on Twitter and maybe even a retweet. And understand that I've got 225 hexagons who have offered up addresses, whether they be P.O. boxes, businesses, or residential. So, and that's around the world, and I'm not charging anybody anything. I was telling somebody yesterday, I forgot what state they're in. I think they're in British Columbia. I told them, if I make an offer, the stuff is free. I'm not gonna make an offer and then be like, oh yeah, you owe me this. And then I also send out what I have. I keep one of everything that I come across. So I've got a little stash of stuff over here on my desk, but then I've got a stash of of the stuff in bulk over here, and all of that goes. Everything that can possibly get out there, because I'm not going to stunt anybody's growth. I want to get people the marketing materials so that they can go out and have the conversations. You know, I'm not micromanaging or compartmentalizing anything. And then also, if you have feedback on those materials, let me have it. So the best thing that you can do is like and retweet, or consider doing there on Twitter whenever it is that I talk about free mailings going out. And then also visit the website mailhex.xyz. The coolest thing that I have on that website is I've scanned in some letters that you can download and print off yourself, pop them in envelopes, and send them down the street to your neighbors. And so they're words that bring people to Richard. And then through that avenue, then they'll understand Hex and Pulse Chain. And if you would like to write a letter, that would be awesome. And just send it to me however you want. And I got into a conversation, a discussion, an argument with Hex Love, is a guy over there on Twitter. And after a while, I realized that he might be a good writer. And so I challenged him, like, hey, would you be interested in writing some letters for mailhex.xyz? And he took on the challenge. And then in one of the Twitter spaces, he read out the letter, and he used a little bit of jargon, which is not good. You know, you're going to lose people whenever you talk too much outside of their wheelhouse. And so each paragraph of like 5-paragraph letter was different. And so I was like, you know what? You could maybe make like 3 different letters out of the content that you have in just that one letter. So he has forwarded me 2 letters to my DMs, and that's yet another thing that I need to do. I have an ugly list of things to do right here. There's 3 of them. And it's all like, what do I have energy toward? And then I analyze, like, you guys, what are y'all doing right now? Are y'all working and I'm just in your ear? You know, if roles were reversed, that's how it would be with me, is I'd be outside and you would be in my ear. But if I'm at the desk, then I would be either consuming a video, or, well, I guess if it was in my ear, I could also do some Photoshop stuff. Okay, so not degrading your lives whatsoever. Ooh, there's a squirrel outside on the fence line. Squirrel! Speaking of, where is red squirrel? Where is black squirrel? All right, y'all. Please pass around the DeFi puzzle.xyz. Please pass that stuff around, because that brings people to Pulse Chain and the prizes Hex. So they learn about both of those. But they learn about wallets. And whenever you learn about wallets, you learn about code and blockchain. You learn about DeFi. And I'm forgetting one thing. I know I am. If you're down with the Pulse Chain Tour, they'll be in Houston on the 17th. So that's 8 days from now. Current events, Putin's Tucker Carlson video came out yesterday, and you could actually get lost in it. It's 2 hours long, and they talk a lot about history, and so it's kind of hard to follow. So I'm really interested with somebody's breakdown going forward. I think Rags did something that was quite timely, but I don't know how thorough it was. If you're into planting and stuff, it's about dang time to order your trees and your seeds. I like to use Etsy because like smaller farms, smaller gardens will list on Etsy. It's fun to interact with them. Oh, and then here's another thing. I save my Etsy envelopes and then I send those people hex stuff in return. So all of these small seed farmers and small farmers get to know about hex. They at least get exposed. So yesterday, or the day before yesterday, we had a presentation on the Hex Foodies Hex Guild channel that's really worth checking out if you're interested in looking at biology through a microscope. It was really cool. We went on for like 2 hours. Typically we would go on for just an hour, but we went on for 2 because there was so much to it. And then Finbear dropped his idea on the gal, Lori Dixon, who's here in Central Texas, did a presentation for us. She is a consultant who has a career in landscaping. And so Finbear dropped his idea of mushrooms cleaning up old gas station sites because of the spillage that naturally takes place over time. She allowed us to understand like a bit of the unseen world. It was really cool. And we got some props for that inside the chat. And I've taken a break on 3D printing lately, but this is going to be my prize 3D printing going forward. In case you haven't seen this bad boy. This can be a car topper. So I'm going to go down to the print shop down the street that does decals for windows and cars and stuff and has printed stickers for me before. I'm going to go see if they can wrap this in some way. This print isn't perfect because I had to widen that hole. You see how it's all rigid? So a motion sensor solar panel light was taken apart and is going to be utilized for the interior of this thing. And then magnets here and boom on your car. So it's like there's a Hex delivery car, like a Domino's pizza delivery. Will Stevenson is a guy who's creating a meetup group, or he's creating a Telegram group for meetups. And so that might be interesting to seek out on Telegram. His job keeps him mobile, but right now he's in the Dallas area, and him and a few of the people in the Dallas area had a meetup. Well, Moondog came up from Houston, but they had a meetup in the Dallas area just a week ago. Yes, he goes by the DGen Roundtable. I haven't watched. Maybe you guys can help me out. I haven't watched any of his stuff. Yeah, which is an ironic name. So like okay, so something that we've had an issue with in the postcards group is trust. Like if we put somebody's name or face or whatever point of contact on a postcard, we spend money promoting this person. Are they going to steer people wrong in a long or short time or at all? And so that's why, no offense, Will Stevenson, that's why I need to follow up on that. Because I need to know where everybody's at, what their intentions are. I basically have to judge you. Because I've been around Hex since the beginning, since it was Bitcoin Hex. And since I was new to Telegram and thought that I had to read every message that popped into Hex Crypto Telegram, which is a daunting task. And then the realization that, you know, I can't do this. I got to skip, you know, thousands of messages. That was a moment. Because I thought I needed to read everything. What does everybody think? Oh my gosh, where's this thing going to go? It's so great to think that that's water under the bridge now. And here we are with a whole new chain. Oh my goodness. So if anybody has any ideas, I'm living by my name, Eco Builder. Get with me, talk with me. Let's have some fun. Let's establish some shit. Something that's still on the back burner in my mind is let's create a reality show. Moondog and I were, he's a real estate agent. We were talking about possible pieces of property. And Trap and I were brainstorming like, okay, what could be the episodes? What could be the scenario? And a bunch of the guys that were in Twitter spaces, like El Hexicano, Crypto in the Hood, even though I don't know how serious Crypto in the Hood is about anything. But I just thought it would be so fun to get our different personalities all in the same space. And I think I called it Camp Hexican in one of the previous videos, probably from a year ago or something, on this channel. You can go search for that. But that's definitely a possibility still as a pre-Hexico. Oh, this is what I was forgetting. Why not do this now? So, the guys over in Australia, they sent me some of the jewelry. So this one is PulseX and Pulse. And this one is Pulse and Hex. And who hooked it up? Richard's bro. The character Richard's bro is to thank for sending me these things. Sweet. In case y'all didn't know, Richard's bro is a guy who used to go by Remorph. He's over here in Texas, and he's a very smart person and creative. And he came to one of my meetups, and he was talking about creating an NFT that did something, and I made fun of him for it. And you know, he didn't have my support on that, but he goes and creates this identity that brings people to ask the question, who the hell is Richard? Which I think is brilliant. Now, him creating the coin is an argument as well, right? But there's only one. There can only be one Richard's brother. I think it's so fucking funny. And so yeah, I don't like it whenever people create things where people put their money in places that we're not thinking like decades down the road. But I think the guy's a genius, and he maneuvered in a respectful way. And I'm not shilling the coin, the token, whatever. I'm just trying to find exactly where I stand in the analysis, and for the most part, I've just put off bringing it forward. But thank you so much. This is awesome. I'm probably gonna go grab a different chain, a shorter chain that I have laying around the house, a smaller, thinner silver one. And I don't know, like maybe this could be a gift to somebody here in the future. But I'm definitely going to keep the hex one. Stellar. All right, y'all. I'm going to go back to LIVIN. Hope I don't remember anything right after I click the end button. Let everybody know I'm sending out free stickers and cards, and I'm reordering stickers right now. And we're talking like $200 purchases, each one of them, to make sure that I'll have plenty to give out. And then going forward, my plan is to design postcards that look like real estate postcards, or like professional like that, and have it to where it promotes people in their area, specifically in Texas. I'm going to go forward with the idea of, hey, we're curating things here in Texas. The cards go out around the world. The cards and the mail and the stickers and all that stuff go out around the world. But the postcards, I'm going to focus just on Texas and have it to where there's the point of contact that's highlighted. Oh, funny thing. Hexologist, he changed his mailing address or something. Like, he's no longer at that PO box anymore. So I just got some return mail from him because I was trying to get him to show this on his channel. It's just a printout of the DeFi puzzle thing. But yeah, Hexo is no longer at this address. I don't know what happened. Proof. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. We are community. Cheers. Play a little outro. Oh, this is fun.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
y'all remember that? Oh, it's funny shit.